Hey guys, it's Olivia and I'm back with another video. So I started as an Uber Eats driver in March of 2020, and in March of 2021 I made a video talking about how much money I made in my first year doing Uber. So now it's March of 2022. So this week I was going to make a video talking about how much money I made in my second year doing Uber, but unfortunately that video has to be pushed to next week because something just happened today while I was out delivering Uber, and I just have to talk about it because this is the most out-of-pocket experience I've ever had in my 2 years as an Uber Eats driver. So you'd think in a time of pandemic where most people request for you to leave the food on their doorstep, ring the doorbell, and then leave, you would think in a time like that you wouldn't have very many interactions with customers because you're very rarely ever seeing them. You'd be wrong, because let me just tell you what happened today. So sometimes when you're delivering, you get double orders, which is either you pick up an order from one restaurant and then an order from another restaurant, and then you drop off both orders. Or you'll pick up two orders from one restaurant and then drop them off separately. So this one was the latter. So I went to this one place that sells milkshakes and I picked up both orders. And let's just say, for the sake of this story, one order was for Tina and the other order was for Bob. So I pick up both orders, put them in my car, drop off Tina's order, then drop off Bob's order. Done, right? I'm done with this double. Then another order comes up on my phone and I start to do that one. So I'm driving to the next restaurant to do my next order and I got a phone call. But the number is from Alberta. And if you know me, then you know that I'm from Ontario, which is a completely different province. Like, Alberta is like 3 provinces away. I'm like, who's calling me from Alberta? I do know a couple of people from Alberta, but like they're saved in my phone. So if one of my friends was calling me, their name would show up, not a number. So I'm like, I don't know who this is. So I declined the call. Then I get to the restaurant, I'm in the parking lot, I'm about to get out of my car and my phone rings again. And it's the same number from Alberta. So I'm like, you know what, let me answer it. So a little bit of context. When you call someone through the Uber app, or if they call you through the Uber app, it disguises your number as a different number. So this person calling me from Alberta was actually Bob, the person who I had just dropped off to. I don't know why they disguise your number as a number from a completely different province, but that's what happened. So I answer it and he's like, oh, I'm Bob. And then I'm like, oh, like it's a Uber customer, whatever. But I'm a little confused because like I'm done with your order. Usually people will call you to be like, hey, can you ask the restaurant to give me extra sauce or something? Or they'll like give you directions if their like house is in an obscure place or something. So people typically call you while you're doing their order, typically not after you've dropped it off. So at this point, I'm a little confused. So he calls me and he's like, oh, it's Bob. You just dropped off my order, whatever. And I'm like, oh, like, hey, what's going on? And then he's like, where's my third milkshake? And I'm like, oh, like, was it not in the bag? Like, I just gave you what the restaurant gave me. The restaurant gave me one bag and I gave you one bag. Like, I don't know what's in the bag. I just gave it to you. And then he's like, I just got off the phone with the restaurant. They said they put 3 milkshakes in the bag. So once again, I'm asking you, where's my third milkshake? And then I start to clue in. I'm like, wait a second. Do you think I took your milkshake? I'm like, you think I stole your milkshake? You think that your milkshake is like in my cup holder right now and I'm just here sipping it while you're calling me on the phone? Like, no, I don't have your milkshake. And he's like, basically like, oh, I can tell you're lying. The more you're talking, the lower your rating is going. Oh, it's not looking good for you. Da da da. He's basically threatening to give me a bad rating on Uber because I stole his drink. And I'm like, Sir, they gave me a sealed bag. I picked up that sealed bag, put it in my car, drove to your house, left it on your doorstep, and then left. I did not open your bag. I don't know what's in the bag. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is a voice call. It's not like it's a FaceTime so that I can show you the interior of my car to show you that I don't have your milkshake on me. Like, I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to say to convince you that I didn't steal your drink? Like, there's nothing I can do except say that I didn't take it. So then, apparently, this whole time, he was still on the phone with the restaurant. So it seems as if he had two phones. One phone was on speaker with the restaurant, and one phone was on speaker with me. So this whole time I'm talking to him, the restaurant can hear what I'm saying. So he's like, oh, are you sure you didn't have two bags in your car? I'm like, yes, I did have two bags because I picked up a double order. So I had one bag for someone else and I had one bag for you. I gave you the one bag for you. The restaurant literally wrote your name on the bag. I'm like, do you currently have a bag that says your name on it? Because I'm thinking, oh, maybe I dropped off the wrong bag to the wrong person. But he's like, no, it says my name on it, but one of my milkshakes is missing. I'm like, I just gave you the bag with your name. I didn't go through the bag. I just gave you the bag. And so, as I said, I'm on speaker and the restaurant is on the other line. So the restaurant overhears me saying like, oh, I picked up a double. And then they are now recalling who I am because I was just there. Like, this whole trip, like picking up both orders and dropping them both off, this took less than half an hour. And Bob called me probably like 5 minutes after I left his house. So it's been like 35 minutes between me picking up the food and him calling me. So now the restaurant is beginning to remember who I am because it was only half an hour ago. And they're like, oh, we wrote the wrong name on the bag. So what happened is they put Tina's order in Bob's bag and Bob's order in Tina's bag. So technically I did drop off the wrong thing at the wrong house, but it's because the restaurant labeled it wrong. So I didn't do anything wrong. It was the restaurant's fault. So in this scenario, I don't know who I should be mad at or if I should just be mad at everybody. Because Bob's first instinct was to call the restaurant like, oh, you messed up my order. I only got 2 of my 3 drinks. So his first instinct wasn't me being a thief. So he calls the restaurant and they say, oh no, we packed 3 drinks. Oh, we couldn't have made a mistake. So if you're missing a drink, then the driver must have taken it. So I'm mad at the restaurant because they are the ones who initially accused me of being a thief. But then I'm also mad at Bob because of the way he handled the situation. So I understand it was the restaurant who planted the seed in his head of, oh, the driver took it because we packed it. But then the way he handled the situation, like, he just started the call with, where's my 3rd drink? As if I'm supposed to know what he's talking about because I stole it. Then he goes on to threaten me like, oh, if you don't tell me the truth, oh, you're getting a bad rating, da-da-da. So I'm like, you just handled the situation poorly. So I'm just mad at everybody in the situation. 1, the restaurant for initially accusing me of being a thief. And 2, the customer for just assuming that the restaurant's right and accusing me right off the bat. Like, the first thing he says is, I'm Bob, where's my 3rd milkshake? Like, that is not how you handle a situation. And it turns out that it was the restaurant's fault because they wrote the wrong names on the wrong order. So the person who initially accused me, it was actually their fault. Like, oh, you're thinking, oh, I couldn't have made a mistake. Yeah, you did. You're the one who made the mistake. And you want to know another thing that makes me mad? It's not even just that people are out here accusing me of being a thief, because yes, that makes me very angry. But it's also like, not only do you think I'm a thief, you think I'm a dumb thief, okay? Because there are smart ways to be a thief. I'm not out here encouraging thievery, but like, you know how, like, have you ever watched the movie Ocean's 11 or like that whole series? Okay, there are smart ways to be a thief. There are ways to not get caught, okay? And so I would be a very stupid thief to steal from someone who has so much information on me. When you order from Uber, not only do you have a way to contact the person, because obviously he was able to call me through the app. So he didn't have my personal phone number, but he had a way to get in contact with me. So not only does he have a way to contact me, but he also knows my name. He also knows what I look like because I have a profile picture in the app. He knows what car I drive, and he knows my license plate. Why would you steal from someone who has all these ways to not only figure out that you're the thief because, like, you're the last person who was in contact with their stuff, but also ways to track you down after? Like, you're just, and like, ugh, okay. Once again, I'm not condoning thievery, but let's say someone ordered like 37 separate items and you took one, then no, they may not notice. But if someone only orders 3 things and you take one, you just took 33% of their items. And you don't think they're going to notice? Like, I'm assuming there's only 3 people that live in this house. Maybe mom, dad, and a kid, right? So they order 1 drink for each person in the house. And if I had stolen their drink, would I be dumb enough to think, oh, they're not going to notice that one person is empty-handed? Like, you would have to literally be dumb to steal it. And another reason, other than them easily finding out and easily getting in contact with you for being the thief, other than that, I don't know how much a milkshake costs. I'm not really a milkshake person, but I would assume a milkshake is like $3, okay? So I earned, before tip, I earned $6.55 for completing this delivery, right? So let's say that, oh, I'm driving and I'm smelling the milkshake and oh, it smells so sweet and now I'm craving a milkshake. I could do one of 2 things. 1, steal the person's milkshake, or 2, use the money I just made to buy my own milkshake. Because the amount of money I made for providing this service is more than twice the amount of the item that I supposedly stole. So if I really wanted a milkshake that badly, don't you think I would have just bought one? Like, you know how much money I made on this order. You're the one who paid me. Like, you're the customer. You know how much you paid for this order. Like, yes, some of the money goes to the restaurant, some goes to me, some goes to Uber, blah, blah, blah. The point is, let's say each milkshake is $3. You ordered 3 milkshakes. You paid $9 for the order, plus the delivery fee and blah, 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 blah. You know that I made more money to bring it to you than the price of the thing I supposedly stole. So do you really think I'm dumb enough to steal it from you when I could just buy it myself? Like, I have a job. You know I have a job. This interaction happened because of the job that I have. So you know that I have a way of making money. So why would I steal your $3 milkshake? And another thing, as I said, next week I'm going to make a video talking about how much I made my second year doing Uber. So I'm not going to spoil that. But let's talk about last year. My first year doing Uber, I made over $16,000, which isn't a whole bunch of money. But for a student who's like working part-time and like sometimes only works 1 day a week, I made $16,000 in 1 year from Uber driving, right? So if I'm constantly stealing people's items, then all those people are going to report me and I'm going to lose my job, right? So once again, how dumb do you think I am that I'm going to risk losing my $16,000 income for a $3 milkshake? Like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to risk losing 5 figures over 1 figure, over $3. Try again. Like, when you really think about it, I have no reason to steal your milkshake. Because one, the amount of money I just made is enough to buy one. And two, in the long term, the amount of money I'm going to make is going to be worth more than 1,000 times the price of the milkshake. So why would I risk losing my job over a $3 milkshake? Like, what kind of short-term satisfaction is that if it's just going to mess me up in the long term? Like, I'm so mad. Not only does the restaurant and this customer, not only do they both think I'm a thief, they also think I'm an idiot. Like, I would risk it all for a vanilla milkshake. Like, come on. Who do you think I am? Who is dumb enough to do that? Maybe there is someone out there who's dumb enough to do that, but that person is not me. Like, I'm so fed up. Like, I'm almost more mad at the assumption that I'm dumb over the accusation of me being a thief. Like, I'm almost more mad about that because I'm a lot of things, but I'm not dumb. Like, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I got accused of being a thief from 2 separate people, and those 2 separate people also think that not only am I a thief, but I'm a dumb thief. And I'm neither of those things. So I just wanted to clear that up in case Bob is watching this right now. And that restaurant. Oh my gosh. I'm angry. But anyways, that's what happened to me. This happened like a few hours ago. Like, I finished my shift. I came home, watched a little bit of television, and then I was like, no, I need to talk about this. I need to get this off my chest. So this like just happened a few hours ago, and like I just passed like the 2-year anniversary of me doing Uber Eats. And in the 2 years, in the over 700 days that I've been an Uber Eats driver, this is the worst interaction I've ever had. Like, I was really accused of being a thief. Like, I can't. Like, your $3 milkshake is so valuable, and I want it that bad. Your plain vanilla milkshake, yeah, I stole it. So anyways, that's all for this week's video. Thanks for letting me vent to you guys. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you think your friends will enjoy it, be sure to share it with them. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday. Thank you to my channel members, and be sure to check out one of these suggested videos, and I'll see you next Monday with a new video.